Hello and welcome to a game, 2v2 EU ladder. Fumin and I are in silver, and our opponents here are an arranged team. Nexus as Protoss and Bob as Terran. We spawn in the bottom left. I get given Protoss and Fumin gets given Zerg, which pretty much is the opposite way around of where our races go. Now, I had asked Fumin to veto this map. It's a big map, it's a nice map, it's fun, but because you have these rocks here and these rocks here, you have no normal land access to your opponents. Therefore no scouting in the short term. But as I pointed out to Fumin, it does mean that it's very easy to go for the wrong strategy. And you'll in fact see how I go for the wrong strategy here. Fumin's saying I'm definitely going to go spawning pool first this time, because last time he played Zerg he didn't know what to do. And unfortunately this is the one map where you really do not need to go spawning pool first. I gave him the timing when to expand to his third, but well, I know that he didn't succeed. It appears that our opponents don't know how this map works because they're scouting on their side. So what you want is an overlord if you're Zerg here, being an that ping is me telling Fumin that's where they are, and saying what are you doing with this overlord. I mean, he can send it, but the guy's going to have marines by the time he gets there. So you see, he wants to scout, but you put an overlord there and you put an overlord there. If you can't, then a pylon is just as good, and all credit to them, they realise that that's what you should do. But we got those down. I go Nexus first, of course. Get on the gas, because I haven't really played Protoss much lately, and I haven't played it properly. I've of course been doing Zealot only builds and all kinds of cheese like that. I said this time I'm going to try play properly, build a proper death ball. Well, you'll see what happens to that, but do a probe transfer so I can keep on at that. Now, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The problem with Protoss is they're on one gateway for too long. Now here are those pylons that I talked about. I'm expecting him to actually put a cannon with that. It may be considered a waste of resources, but down at this level everyone pretty much banks something. So here I am, still on only one gateway research. I like to get upgrades basically as soon as possible. And on a 2v2 here we're against both Terran and Protoss, so it's kind of, do you get armor, do you get attack, do you get shields? So I basically just upgrade them all pretty much in turn. Putting double Robo Bay down because it is my plan to get those Colossus and to get the Immortal and yes, have a nice death ball. Putting my third down because you can, and encouraging Fumin to do the same. That doesn't quite work out that way. Now, so our opponents with the Banshees, with the already researched cloak Banshees, and of course his partner getting skill rays. In case you don't know, I call them skill rays because they require very little skill. I mean, of course, any unit, or even particularly any Protoss unit, you can just move them. But skill rays are just particularly devastating. So we reach this point where I say to Fumin, right, you need Hydras. I'm saying you don't need to send all of your units to die there. With the bank that he's got, he can afford to put down enough spore crawlers that it'll take. I mean, I suppose it's good that this guy is shooting at his Zerglings. It gives us more time, because now we find the problem that I am only on one gateway and I can only warp in one stalker at a time. So I got the spotter, he's got enough spotters as well, and so I'm warping in my one stalker and getting some more. There's one spore crawler. He's going to need more unless he's going to be really good on the transfuse. But at the moment it is still only 5. Banshees, but they'll make short work of any single unit that comes their way. There we go, that's better, a little bit more DPS. Oh, if only they'd had one more shot on this Spore Crawler, it would have gone down. Instead, they lost a couple more Banshees than they needed to, choosing the Roach Warren to target. Smart choice, not smart choice, I don't know. I guess he can see that upgrades are not coming from the Evo chamber, but if their tactic really is to go just air, unfortunately for Bob here, I have a spotter, and he's targeting the Nexus, not the workers, so that Banshee doesn't live for long. But this episode is a little bit worrying for me. 6 Void Rays together can take out 6 Stalkers quite easily. In fact, he can pretty much do what he wants with these Void Rays and just keep adding to them. You see more are coming across the map. But he's a bit of a scaredy cat, which works out in my favour. But Nexus Overcharge doing a grand job, limiting the numbers. And I'm trying not to lose my Stalkers. I'm quite happy for him to target those buildings while I get more elsewhere. I'm quite happy for him to target the Immortals, because the Immortals don't have much of a place in this game. So now I get another Photon Overcharge out. Just I want to keep scaring them away while I have enough time to build up enough Stalkers to actually challenge them. And he's it's a little bit poor of him to actually lose those 2 Void Rays that he didn't need to lose. And of course, I always come out with this skill raise for the win. Because, yeah, I'm not going to build any. I just totally refuse. I mean, I do at one point consider, should I get some other air unit? But I'm thinking, no, I'm gonna do them with just Stalkers. I mean, I'm encouraging Fumin to get Hydralisks. He's got lots of Hydralisks coming. Because I said to him, just build Hydralisks, that's all I want from you. But yeah, you see now, kind of chasing him down. He's trying to do the micro. But of course, I have a 3 base income. He, at the moment, only has a 2 base income. But I'm being a little bit troubled from the other side as well. And I'm saying to Fumin, dude, you know your Hydralisks are just sitting right next to him. Could you just go over there a bit while I try and get rid of these Void Rays? Unfortunately, I did do a bit of the old F2 there. And so I'm monumentally supply blocked. He's getting again a bigger and bigger Toss Air army, 8 Voids now. And so now I just need to spam these pylons. Get enough gateways up and running. Because I have a disgusting amount of money in the bank. Now Fumin, double expanded, that's good, but he needs to know it is air that's coming our way, and it is anti-air that you want. He needs to populate his gas, he needs to make sure that he can just pump out Hydras. That's all he needs to do. And so, as ever, I do not like being on the back foot. You're on the back foot, basically you're inviting a loss. It means that they dictate how the battle's going to go, how the whole game is going to go. So, well, that's a big force, but as ever, people are scared off by Photon Overcharge. He sees a bunch of units, he doesn't know exactly what they are, but a bunch of units is scaring him off. Nice DPS from Hydras. And then here I am, I see them collecting. If I can just pick off, a Void Ray here and a Void Ray there, then he's not going to have that critical mass. So I'm quite happy to lose all of these Stalkers if we can take like 3 Void Rays out. And that's pretty much what I have done. He's back down to 7 Void Rays again. Because now I'm starting to have lots of gates, can warp them in, and my economy is more than fine. In the meanwhile, Fumin hasn't put down the spores, but see Hydras at work is a pleasure to see. Oh gosh, in all this excitement I've missed my football team has scored. I'm sure there'll be a replay at half time. But well done them. So now we're back with this Protoss army, and if we just let them keep adding to it, it will become undefeatable. So as ever, I like to move the initiative away, and Terran thinking that he can go Ravens. I'm sorry, but you can't. I'm not going to let that happen. And me taking too long to get these guys blinked out. But that Protoss army now taking out all the Hydras, now taking out everything of Fumin's. He's still not putting the spores down, but giving the Protoss guy lots of kills. Let him feel good about himself. In the meantime, he was building another CC there as well. I'm just going to take the base out and then move on. Blue has more than enough money in the bank, but they didn't quite realise that the thing that you really need to focus on... Yeah, I walked in and sent a bunch of stalkers down to help Fumin out, just because he needs to, while I'm actually concentrating on the battle here. There's a bunch of marines and tanks there. Going to keep them alive, and to be fair, it's not that hard to snipe battle cruisers. I mean, I have a distinct upgrade advantage, like I said early on. That's what you want, because now this Protoss army is going to run for home, because after I finish with Terran, I'm starting on Protoss. Let's just have a look at units. 21 workers left, and only 4 battle cruisers. If you send your battle cruisers, they're going to die. He's trying to do the thing where you repair them while they're being shot up. I just need to focus down one at a time. If I do that, they're dead. He's got 7 now, so it's a little bit dangerous, but I don't mind exchanging all of these just for a few battle cruisers, just so that he doesn't get 600. Okay, just so he doesn't get a dozen of them together. So now I'll just send them to focus, stick that down. If they don't kill it, fair enough. Yeah, it's being ultimately repaired, but I'm already working on getting my next army back in action, or straight into action. So blue now, blue. I say blue, I mean purple. Purple now. He needs gas. He needs gas more than minerals, and he should have kept mining that gas and just put down a new base. And teal as well. Keep mining gas. You can give your partner some gas, and he'll get some more battle cruisers. And potentially, purple didn't realise that you need gas to repair battle cruisers. And so here I am. I can just walk through them, take them out. And extra armour now upgraded as well. And so I just got to do a similar thing as before with the Void Rays. Just take a few of them out and know that I'm getting a replacement army. So just focus them down. Pick which one you're going to focus. Purple, wisely trying to stay out of the firing line. Not quite taking that one out, but he's low on skill rays, on nerf rays, and queuing 4 up from the same one. He's got the gas, he's got the minerals, he could put down greater production, but he hasn't. And there we go, my next Stalker army ready, and they're just going to focus down each one of these units at a time. I seem to have spent my bank, and I do believe I'm about to go long distance mining. I've selected them now, and I put down a new base as well. Let's just check the losses tab. My losses are that great because it doesn't matter. So long as I'm doing the damage, it doesn't take much skill to do what they call blink micro. You just look at the ones whose shields are going down and you take him to safety. And you end up losing no stalkers. It's not hard. Ideally, when doing blink micro, you want to blink them back before they get into the health. Yeah, more skill raise please. It's what I say to take the mick. Going, you do what you want, it'll do you no good. My immortals that I built at the beginning are still alive because they haven't needed to engage in any kind of action. And purple also out of it. Well, that was the game. We stood the early pressure and then countered. Fumin said that he didn't feel particularly involved by that game. Opponents favoured. That's just because we placed badly and are working our way up. 2 stars. Average. Wow, my season average is like low. And unsurprisingly, this buddy was there. My army value, mainly stalkers, pretty high. I mean, compared to an army value that was, void rays and carriers. And Fumin pitching in when he was ready. Well, thanks for watching.